One. Hello, everybody. This is Football Psych. I'm Coach Mike.
It's Lord Sarge.
And this good old Shaq.
Go for it. Go for it. Shaq, go for it. You know. Wow.
I'm going to come in and put a hit on him.
Oh, that was a touchdown, baby.
Man, you just got hit by a strong safety.
Must have been Mr. Chin.
Mr. Chin.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey, guys, well, hey, for all you who are coming on board and actually dialing on in, thank you for joining Football Psych. We have a whole lot planned tonight. We're going to have a lot of talking. We're going to do about all kinds of things as we prepare for this offseason. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section because we want to hear from you. Large Sarge, if you could write something like that in the comments, tell them to put their comments on in. We want to hear from everybody. We want them to comment. This is a participation sport, baby. All right. So the very first topic I'm throwing out there, guys, and I want your guys' comments on them as soon as I kind of bring it up to you. You see what I've got on the front of the screen. Raise hell in the Washington Commanders because I'm getting ready to go on something right now. This is what I found out from good old owner Josh Harris, and it don't piss me off. Because I kind of knew about this woke-ass owner before, and everybody loved on him. But I'm telling you, the only reason why we love Josh Harris is because it wasn't Daniel Snyder.
Yeah.
And we knew that he was playing games with this Washington Redskin thing, but we finally was called on it. And what did he say? Hey, what do you think? Is the Commander's name here to stay? He goes, yes. And I think we are now embraced by our team, by our culture, by our coaching staff. So, yeah, we're going with that. This was his plan all along. You heard him when he first bought this team. He said, listen, guys, all I care about is winning. The reason why he wanted to win was because he wanted their people to buy into this name. He never intended ever to go back to the Washington Redskins name. And even though people are flirting with putting the logo back on it as some kind of throwback, I don't think he wants to do it because it's against who he is. He is part of that real type of woke culture thing. His wife doesn't want it. He doesn't really want it. And he will ignore the fans because he believes it's a generational gap. What says you, Large Sarge?
Well, what Large Sarge says is tonight's episode is brought to you by E.H. Taylor Whiskey.
Man, I told you stop endorsing products that don't pay us.
Because I'm going to need a shot before I have to tell you what I got to tell you.
Somebody remind me to fire him.
Logic, Sergeant.
Hey, with bourbon and football, baby. They go hand in hand. Tell me you don't love me. Tell me you don't love me. All right. So I listened to Josh Harris today on the radio on his press conference. And pretty much what he said is, the Commanders is a winning team. So since we're a winning team, the name is going to stick. In other words, if we had a crappy 4-win season, he was open.
No, he wasn't.
But I agree with you, Coach. But that's what he said. Since we have a name, it's proven, and now we like it. However, we're going to honor history. So that X in that helmet is going away, and the X needs to be on the W because what's coming is the old uniform with the Commander's name.
Yeah, that's what all the fans want. That's what other people are throwing videos out on their own. I've heard Logan Paulson talk about that. But let me tell you all fans right now, that is not real. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, it is not real. You heard it from me. It is not real. Because people want to get you hyped up. It's clickbait. It's all that kind of stuff like that. Until you see a new uniform out. That we say it's a throwback uniform, it's going to do that, and I will report it when it happens. It will not happen until then. All right, what says you, Shaq?
Well, I can tell you right now, when he made this statement, I seen it earlier. I say, okay, so don't make the mistake of not listening to the fans. The core base wants the name back. So he said, well, the staff feels this way. The staff feels this way. There's a new energy in the building. They feel this way. They haven't been here suffering with this team for 30 plus years. We're telling you we want the Redskins back. We won Super Bowls when we were the Redskins. We had the playoffs when we were the Redskins. We don't want this BS Commanders. I still don't like the name. I don't like the name. And if you're going to do that, we're not going to go back to the Redskins. Let's stop saying hell to the Redskins every time they score. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing hell to the Commanders. When they score, it's hell to the Redskins. Your core audience is letting you know what we want here. We want winning, we want our skins, and we want a hail. That's it. We want Super Bowls. That's it. That's what the fan base wants. So
that's right. And I'll tell you, when I was in Tampa for that playoff game, after there we had our celebration, it was Redskins gear everywhere, and we were singing "Hell to the Redskins," not this other cheap version that sounds like it comes from way back in the day, and we know it was like all fake to cover the new name and all that kind of stuff. Nobody buys any of that nonsense.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Piece of Bowley's commercial where they be like, "Hell to the Commanders," and try to say it off. It don't even sound right. Come on, man.
I know it just doesn't ring, does it?
You already gave us an ugly old name for the stadium. Already gave Northwest Stadium.
It's 3 syllables versus 2, man. 2 syllables always wins.
Yeah. Now come on, man. Not the Commanders, Redskins. We want it back. Josh Harris. We know y'all be paying attention to us because y'all made some adjustments apparently. But I'm letting you know, the fan base don't want it. Stop listening to these young kids with purple heads that don't come to the games, don't buy no beers, don't watch it on TV. They don't contribute to this organization, but you're letting them dictate what the real fan base wants. I don't like it.
Shaq, beers are $18. You can't blame a kid for not buying a beer. They're $18. Come on now.
You gotta stop listening. I agree with Shaq. You gotta stop listening to them purple head kids that don't even watch football anyway. All right, so here we go. Here's all talk. The new stadium. Location.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to tell y'all, fans, because y'all don't want to hear it right now because I see all the videos out there. The location is still undecided. I know everybody talks the FedEx Field location that the bill was passed and finally got through Senator Gaines. It's an option. Yep. Doesn't mean Josh Harris has signed anything yet. We are still under a lease agreement with that stadium, whatever you want to call it today, over in Landover, Maryland.
That's right.
Because the name's already changed a few times. This year alone. All right? We are still under lease. Yep. So, and this thing still needs to be built. So, like, it's going to take a few years to build it, a couple years at least, right? But right now, we're estimating that we will have a new stadium in 2030, wherever it's located. It could be in Maryland. It could be in Virginia. Everybody wants it to be at the old RFK Stadium site. We are taking steps in that direction, but it has not been decided. Also, the new designs. There's videos out there right now on this new design proposal. Ooh. I promise you, fans, it will not be the only design.
Yep.
Typically, when you see these things happen with other teams, there are 4 or 5 designs that are floated. And it becomes a major decision within the organization. They're all presented to the owner, and the owner ultimately designs. It is never the case that there is one video of one stadium proposal, and that's the one that happens. It's never happened like that before. So I do like it when I see all these cool videos because they're fascinating. They're exciting to watch, but they're not going to be the only ones out there. So my big point that you see on that second one is be very wary right now of what is being reported. Enjoy it, love on it, but just be standing by because there's going to be a lot more of these things coming. What do you say about that, Shaq?
Okay, so I completely agree with you. Now, let me tell you this. I was born and raised right around the corner from where the stadium is now, Northwest Stadium is now. I was born and raised right there. I remember when that was Farmer Bob's land. It belonged to a family. That land belonged to a family. And the lease agreement was for a long time. I forgot I remember when they first started breaking grounds and doing construction in that area. It was somewhere like the early 90s. But that was all farmland for a very, very long time. The farmer passed away. His family said, "Look, we can make money, right?" So I agree that they are under lease. This is a fact. They're under lease. Now, what I do like, the concepts of the concept videos. I do like those. I like to see the way the new stadium, the potential for the new stadium. Now, here are some of the things they're going to run in besides the lease, right? RFK Stadium, the old RFK, they built up around that stadium now. So if you go down there, look, there are like sports complexes and stuff like that. On the other side, they put little small apartments and townhouses and businesses and stuff. So they built up around that area. Will that area still be able to facilitate the space that it did in its prior past time? Is the thing.
What parking, right?
And parking, right? That's what I'm saying. And parking, because that stadium armory train stop is not big enough. It's not savvy enough to facilitate all of those people that will be coming in and out. Here, where it is now, people can just drive up main highways. Traffic coming up for 295 will be insane. Traffic coming on 395 to 695 will be insane. This is something that the city really has to prepare for. All right, so that's one of my concerns with it going back to the DC area, right?
Okay.
Now, what I will say with these concept videos, I have said, if we pick one of these ones with the enclosed area, stuff like that, that will work wonders for the DC area. I'm telling you, it will bring Super Bowls here. It will bring revenue to small businesses. It will help bolster this economy that we had struggling here. New Orleans is already seeing year high numbers. We're only in February. Year high numbers in hotels, revenue, restaurant growth, and stuff like that. Not only is it Mardi Gras, but they have that. We have a culture here in DC. Let's make it so we can start having Super Bowls here. Once we start having Super Bowls here, Pro Bowls here, we start having big events, you know what I'm saying, in enclosed or semi-enclosed retractable roof stadium. That's what I want. That's what we need here.
And you're absolutely right. It works for concerts. It works for other indoor sports too. Like you want to bring soccer games to the area, you can use it year round. You can make things happen. I agree with you. A Super Bowl would be awesome. We will not get a Super Bowl if it's not a dome.
Bring a World Cup here.
And they tried it in New York. Remember, they tried the Super Bowl in New York. It was cold as hell, and it just
never do it again.
It didn't work out, right? Back in the old days, the gridiron football, they didn't care. Y'all, we playing in Green Bay for the Super Bowl. We playing in these places for the Super Bowl. We're not doing that no more. These places are not built for that, right?
No, so Super Bowls now are supposed to be in a controlled environment. Yep. Whereas the NFC AFC Championship, that can be at home stadiums, right? They always are going to pick a Super Bowl where the conditions are perfect. So anyway,
you know why that is, guys? You know why that is? That it's in a controlled environment?
Yeah, I know exactly why that is.
No, I'll tell you why it is. You don't know. It's so when the refs make a bad call, it can be confirmed by New York. That's why.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this too. Now, since we're still talking about the stadium, right? We're still talking about the stadium, right? So if they bring it here, imagine the capacity. That's another thing. That's another reason why we need a bigger, better stadium. The capacity. Look at look where the Super Bowls are being played at now. Las Vegas, New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? LA. These are nice. Dallas. These are nice new stadiums. They have a capacity for the people. So that will bolster us a lot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, Larsard, what do you say about the new stadium stuff?
I say it's all conjecture until somebody figures out what the hell they're doing. I love the buzz. I love the buzz. We need a brand new stadium. We need to settle this problem because Maryland, DC, and Virginia are fighting, right? Everyone wants to get that money. Everyone wants that money. They need to settle it and get this off the table and settle it down and get this team back together with the right logo.
Yes.
Well, the right logo is probably not going to happen, but like I do agree. Like to me, I love the logo back with Chief Two Guns White Calf. But I will tell you, the more and more I listen to Josh Harris, the more I think he is not the person who's going to get it done.
One more fact to you guys, right? Now let's say this change, right? Now with the stadium being in Maryland, they taxes, of course, right there. All of those players they play for the Washington Commanders are being taxed by Maryland. That's why these states are fighting for the team. If they move to Virginia, Virginia's going to tax the players. If they move in DC, DC's going to tax the players. So it's going to be a win-win for wherever they move. No
Oh, yeah,
matter,
absolutely.
yeah,
And,
no,
players is a big part of it, but it's also all the local businesses and the revenue that it brings in. All that's taxable income, right?
and they didn't really build up around FedEx Field like it was supposed to. If they didn't put it, now you go to the Cowboy Stadium, they have Jonesville, they have a whole walkway full of things, hotel, they have restaurants and stuff. They didn't build up around Northwest Stadium the way they were supposed to. If they did that, there would be more inclination for them to stay. But there is no. You go.
There's nothing around there, really.
You go right down 202, you might get robbed and shot.
You got to build a community around the stadium, you got to build a community around it so it supports it, right?
Yeah.
And
Shaq, I'm just going to have to say in 2030, I'm just going to have to say, Shaq, in 2030, you're going to have to move again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, for all you fans out there that are watching, and we appreciate each and every one of you, what you don't know is Shaq bought a house right next to the stadium so he can just walk down and give people crap all day long, every single game, which is what he did all year.
The whole year.
Literally, out of his door is a 10-minute walk right into the parking lot to the tailgate. And Shaq has been dogging the opposing teams in the parking lot, in the stadium. He's unbelievable. We're giving him a crap because if they build a new stadium away, we're saying he's got to sell his house and go get another one.
It will happen.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't seen it, you can check out Shaq's house if you go to his website, which is
Journey of a Jackass.
journeyofajackass.com
Yeah.
on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, look up Journey of Jackass, and look at our pregame Giants video where we're in his living room, and you can check us out there.
And
that
we
was the
walked,
first game of the season. We were out there with Shaq doing that. So,
and we walked up to the stadium and we got there quick.
Yeah. We got there very quick.
best time I ever had Shaq, and the beers were cold as ice. I love it.
Yeah. Woo.
All right, guys, but I'm moving on here. So I want to get some key notes heading into the offseason. Right now, we currently have 31 pending free agents. Don't listen to some of the websites that will tell you 28 because they're wrong, because I counted them. And I'm going to show you all 31 here in this briefing. There's 31, not 28. We have 31 free agents.
What?
All right, the next thing that we want to know is that over the next 6 weeks, Adam Peters has to make a decision on each one of these guys. What he's doing right now is he's evaluating all 31 of these players. Who am I going to keep and who am I going to get rid of? Because on the 12th of March, free agency starts. And if you don't have them re-signed, well, then they're up for just about anybody else. And in the midst of him doing that, he's got to evaluate all the other free agents of all the other teams that are out there and everybody who wants to be traded and everything else like this to figure out what our 2025, 2026 football team is going to look like. With that being said, we have the third most salary cap space in the National Football League. We only trail the Raiders and the Patriots. We're the third most. So that gives us a lot of wiggle room to play around with.
We're going to need it.
We have some other things that attract players too. One, we won 12 games and made 2 playoff matches here. The first time we did since 1991. There's a whole lot of buzz around the league about this team. We now have a franchise quarterback in the eyes around the league, and a lot of people are interested in being here. Bobby Wagner set a record for 100 tackles, which is the 13th consecutive year he's made at least 100 tackles. Tying London Fletcher's franchise record. So amazing. Will he be back? One of the key questions that we need to do. What do you guys think? I'm going to start with you, Shaq. What do you think about this?
Well, okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. If we didn't have a buzz on him right now, Marshawn Lattimore would have stayed in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? These guys, he would have stayed. There were guys that were willing to come in. Noah Brown, KJ Osborne. These guys like, well, I want to go over there and see what this is about. Right? So we are building the buzz. Now with these 31 free agents, a lot of them want to walk because this draft class is coming out is good. I already told you how I feel about Marshawn Lattimore. How we can get rid of him, get some picks up, and get up in the draft and get some stuff that we need, right? But that cap space is very, very important because we don't have to pay a lot of people this year. We do not have to pay a lot of people this year. So that is a plus. Now, hence why my name tonight Myles Garrett, DK Metcalf. These are names that are talked about on the trading block. Now, DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin, if we pick up him, we've addressed our skill position at the receiver position. We draft a rookie, let the other guys walk. Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, rookie, Luke McCaffrey, tight ends, right? We go get Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is a solid DN. We address our DN. With the interior line we already have the future in Johnny Newton, right? We already have the future in him.
Shaq.
We have Payne and Allen.
Shaq.
Yep.
I got to interrupt you. I'm very sorry because I love where you're rolling. However, the Browns already came out today and said, Garrett, you're staying home, buddy. We ain't getting rid of you. So they're not letting him go.
They said they will hear offers.
Nope. The latest news right before this show was you're not going anywhere.
Well, they're gonna deal with it now. Don't be surprised if he don't show up for training camp. He asked to leave.
That could happen, right? That could happen.
He will hold out.
See, the key thing is right now is just way too early, right? He wrote his letter.
Yep.
He put his letter out there. There's going to be some posturing going in because we know the Browns want to re-sign him. This is going to go back and forth. They're either going to kiss and make up, or this relationship is going to only sour as the weeks and months start passing by until somebody relents.
Now I can tell you right now, Myles Garrett is a competitor. The Browns is not a competitive team. They haven't been a competitive team.
He doesn't want to be there.
He doesn't want to be there. He wants to go somewhere where he can compete. So don't be surprised you see him sign a league veteran minimum to go to Kansas City, go to Philadelphia. He signs up to somewhere where he can win. He comes to Washington. He goes to Detroit. He goes somewhere where he can win. Green Bay. He signs a league veteran minimum so he can get his ring and go back and finish his career out there with the Browns. Don't be surprised.
I actually think that someone will sign him a pretty penny of a check to get him going. Maybe a 1-year deal, but I don't think it'll be league minimum necessarily because there'll probably be 3 or 4 teams that will be fighting over him.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and we should be one of them.
Right, and we should be one of them.
And
I know Lawrence Sarge is a huge Lions fan. I think the Lions will be another one that will fight for him.
Man,
so
they will. Yes, they will. Hey, Lawrence Sarge, the Myles Garrett and Aiden Hutchinson on the same defensive line is crazy.
It's crazy, and believe me, the Lions will be licking their chops for that opportunity.
Yes.
So all right, I kind of want to go into this a little bit. So I want to kind of go into this a little bit. What I did was I put all 31 phrases around here. I want to talk by skill.
I got to put my glasses on.
What I want y'all to
do, Coach.
Enlarge your screen. You got a freaking 52-inch screen you're staring at, and you got to wear glasses.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So, good Lord, man. You got the largest screen of anybody. You're sitting 3 feet away from it.
I just needed some more Taylor. That's all I needed.
Oh, my goodness, man. All right. So, I will tell you, he's got a life-size TV right in front of him. He's still got to wear glasses. So, anyway, everybody, let's talk quarterback. So, pending free agents at quarterback, Marcus Mariota and Jeff Driscoll. Lord Sarge, I'm going to start with you. Should we keep him or get rid of him?
All right. Here's my honest opinion. Shaq, who's the guy you like? I forgot his name.
Sam Hartman.
Yeah, we keep Hartman and Mariota. Driscoll, hit the bricks, buddy.
All right, so you're saying keep Mariota and Driscoll. You're out.
Yeah, Mariota's experience helped Jaden out. You saw him in that one game before the playoffs where he was telling him you can go win this thing. He's got the locker room chutzpah to help calm Jaden down and give him guidance. I think he's good in the locker room, and I think you need a backup like that. But I like Shaq's guy.
Sam Hartman.
Yeah.
All right, Shaq, what do you say about the quarterback room?
I say we let both of them walk. I do.
Let both walk.
And I said we let both of them walk. There are some quarterbacks right now. There's some quarterbacks. They're gonna be free agents this year. They're gonna be looking for somewhere to play. Mariota did show up this year, right? He did show up. But we just need to look at the free agency market right now and see who we can bring in as Mariota. There are some similar type quarterbacks as Jake Daniels with Tyrod Taylor is a guy that comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? There are other kinds of quarterbacks out here that we can actually pick up to bring in. You know what I'm saying? So I would let both of these guys walk.
Yeah, and you let them both walk. I mean, I kind of agree. If you let them both walk, they might be there for a while.
Yeah.
So, like, if your other plans fall apart, you could probably still get Marcus Mariota. I don't see too many teams necessarily jumping at him. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if there's a team that's strapped for a backup, he did show up a little bit this last year, like Lars Sarge said. But he's not going to get signed early in free agency. That's for sure.
All right. So here's a comment from both Jeff and Jack. And Jeff, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Jeff is saying ESPN's been talking about Mariota floating all day. And Jack says he's going to go to the Raiders. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that, Coach?
About him going to the Raiders or?
Yeah.
I could see him. I can see him in the Raiders. Pete Carroll's going to be in charge there now. There's a whole new thing over there. I would be more concerned about what Tom Brady says about him because he's a minority owner now, and he's been kind of vocal behind the scenes about it. But it's just real too early to tell. But, like, what do you think, Shaq?
Okay, so look, that's Shedeur Sanders' team. They're going to draft Shedeur Sanders in the first round. That's Shedeur Sanders' team. So the Raiders are going to draft. Everybody has them predicted to go to the Raiders. So if Mariota is going to play backup again to another rookie quarterback.
Why would he go there to do that? Why?
You think he's going to beat Shedeur Sanders out for the start position with the Raiders in Las Vegas?
Nope.
I'm just saying.
But they might want to bring him in because he does have experience working and bringing along a rookie quarterback in Jayden Daniels, and maybe they think like, hey, that's his role now in the league.
Yeah, but guess what? Get into Mariota's head. Let's see. I'm going to stick with Jayden Daniels and a sure playoff bet for the next year, or go to the Raiders, where who the hell knows what's going to happen with him. What's better for him?
We're not going to pay Mariota another $6 million, Lars.
No, I don't think $6 million. I agree.
The Raiders might.
The Raiders might. So, like, it will kind of depend, like, how bad do we want him?
But, you know what? It's not always all about the money. Some of them guys want this. They want this little thing on their ring finger. You know what I'm saying?
True, but we haven't had one since
the real players want that chance.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
Even in a backup role, you still get the ring.
Yeah, every player gets the ring, but you don't really have a lot of leverage when you're a backup quarterback. You got to see what offers come in, and you got to bite what you think is going to pay you, right? When you're a backup quarterback, you're not that far from being out of the league, especially when you're 32 years old.
Yeah, Jack is saying there's a chance because the coach over at the Raiders is his old coach.
Pete Carroll is?
Not Carroll. Whoever the OC is over in the Raiders now was coach. That plays in. I mean, that plays in, right? Relationships, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can see that happening because Mariota still got the juice. He does. He still got the juice, and that job is winnable for him. I know he's a competitive at heart. He wants to go somewhere where he can play. So, I can see him going there. I can see him going to somewhere like New Orleans. I can see him going, there are places where he can go and compete for a starting job. If he goes to Oakland, he's going to compete. Especially the Raiders do pick up Shedeur Sanders in the first round. He's going to compete.
Shaq, a starting job, Mariota? Really?
Yes. So right now, and so I'm going to tell you right now,
I got just my head.
If he was in Jacksonville, when Trevor Lawrence got hurt, Jacksonville, with the receiving core and the running backs they had, they would have won more games than they did if they had Marcus Mariota as their backup.
True that.
I'm just saying.
And the one time Mariota had to step in this year, he diced it right down the field, touchdown, controlled the game. It was like, whoa, who is this guy, right?
I will tell you, he
looked like a young Brady coming in.
Yeah, I will tell you, he was a pleasant surprise because I poo-pooed on him in the beginning of the year so bad because I wanted to keep Sam Harrell, and I was like, why was signing Marcus Mariota? Like, what are we doing?
Me too. Yeah. I did too. I admit it.
I'll admit it. I did. I looked at this, and it made no sense to me at the beginning. And now we're actually talking about keeping him?
Well, I'm glad you brought up Sam Howell, too. Because
Jeff is saying he could be a starter in Vegas. I don't see that, Jeff.
He can. That's what I said. He can. Aiden O'Connell is out there. Gardner Minshew is the quarterback on their roster right now, right? And then if they draft Shedeur Sanders, these are 3 guys that he could possibly beat out to start.
Interesting.
Interesting.
All right, guys, let's move on to running backs. We have 2 running backs, Chris Rodriguez and Jerry McNichols. I'm going to start with you, Large Sarge. Has either one of these done enough to stay on the roster?
You know, here's my honest opinion. I know both of y'all are going to hate me for this. My answer is yes. But it's only a yes because I didn't see enough play time from either one of them to make that decision. I'm not, in the actual games, I didn't see enough play time. What's happening on the practice field or whatever, I don't know what they got in the tank. And we're low in the draft class. So, I mean, we're going to be picking 3rd, 4th round. What do you say, Coach, for RB if we get another one? We're not going to be picking high, right, Shaq? Right? No.
No.
I mean, yeah, there's potential, but they didn't use them enough.
Yeah, if we draft the running back, it's gonna be in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah,
Probably.
I mean, I don't know if you get rid. Both of them had their high points when they got playing time.
Yeah. So what says you, Shaq?
I let them walk. And right now, and you know why I say let them walk? We struggled at our skill positions this year. Let them walk. Let them walk. And I'm telling you right now, I was so confused when we went out and got Jeremy McNichols and when Kareem Hunt was still out there.
Yeah.
I was confused. I'm like, what are we doing? And Kareem Hunt is about to go to the Super Bowl on a league veteran member.
Yeah.
I was confused at that. Let these guys walk. And we need to bolster our skill positions. And B-Rob, we need to be looking for B-Rob's replacement.
Yeah, so we know B-Rob's coming back. We know we know Austin Eckler's coming back. So I kind of agree. It's time to let both of these guys walk, and we need to start looking for them. They'll be there. No one's going to run and go try to sign these 2 guys. So, I think that they're going to be in there. We might even bring 1 or 2 of them back and be a camp body, and they're going to be fighting just to make the roster, in my opinion.
So,
all right, let's get to wide receivers. Wide receivers, we got 6 wide receivers. One of them has already been signed because we could start re-signing players starting as of today if y'all didn't realize that. And we did. We signed a guy to the futures contract, Kashmir Allen. We re-signed him. He was a practice squad player, will be a practice squad player again, most likely. But we already know we want to bring him back and take a look at him in camp. But out of all of these guys, we got Zacchaeus, we got Crowder, we got De'Ami Brown, we got Noah Brown, we got Osborne. So I'm going to start with you, Shaq. Who you keeping and who you getting rid of?
Hey, now, so I'm going to tell you one thing about Kashmir Allen. Remember, Kashmir Allen got hurt. So, Kashmir Allen was one of our draft picks. He got hurt. So there's something in him. They say, oh, no, we need to keep this guy around, right? So I feel like he's going to be in the roster next year. Me, personally, let them all walk.
Let them all walk.
Let them all walk. I'm going to tell you right now.
What?
KJ Osborne.
What?
We picked up KJ Osborne. During the season. He didn't play. Zacchaeus had too many drops. Jameson Crowder is older. He's up there in age. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't as productive this year. De'Ami Brown starts showing flashes in the playoffs. He was supposed to be our number 2 guy. We didn't get number 2 from him. We didn't. If we keep De'Ami Brown should be a special team guy. No, and let Noah Brown walk. Let them all walk.
All right. You, Lord Sarge, what do you think? Who you keeping? Who you letting go?
Shaq, I love you, man. I love you. I mean, I get it. Listen, I'm gonna side with you on 2. Noah Brown, see you later. And Crowder, it's been a great run, buddy, but see you later. Zacchaeus, you keep. I don't even know who Kashmir. Who names their kid Kashmir? That kind of name. I think you just because of the name. Kashmir.
I think I'm going to legally change my
keep
name
Kashmir.
I think I'm going to legally change my name to Kashmir. Man, I love that name.
Kashmir Mike.
Anyone named after a Led Zeppelin
Coach
song
Kashmir
gets to play on the Commanders. That's my opinion. You're going to name your kid after a Led Zeppelin song, then you get to play.
Yeah.
You got to play, man. So for me, I struggle with this one. So I struggle with this one a little bit. Obviously, Scary Terry needs some help, right? We need a very, very new, solid number 2. I would even say we need to sign somebody who can compete for number 1 because Terry McLaurin's getting up there a little bit. You said this, Shaq, a couple weeks ago. He's going to start to decline. So we should already be looking for our next number 1, where Scary Terry might be able to hold on to it for another year, but then he slips into the number 2 job. Number 1, number 2 doesn't matter if they're both getting targets. So, like, you really want that guy.
Yeah.
Then it comes to, like, who is your number 3? I still think McCaffrey's going to be that guy. He's still going to be on that roster. Luke McCaffrey's the guy. I mean, he's coming in the second year of his rookie deal. He's your slot guy. He needs to develop, or you go find somebody, but he comes the backup slot guy, right? Hold on. So, like, because I'm telling you, Luke McCaffrey ain't going nowhere. If anything, he's just going to play special teams again.
Yeah.
Then what's going to happen is you got to go, okay, who's my number 4, my number 5, and possibly my number 6?
Right.
When I look at these guys, I'm almost saying it's time for them to go. But let me tell you, there's that side, and then what I think what's really going to happen. Because I'm kind of with Shaq, I let them all go. But here's what I think is really going to happen.
Let them walk.
I think Zacchaeus is going to be invited back. I actually think Noah Brown, after the freaking Hail Mary thing that he did, and before he got hurt, was actually having flashes of showing he can make plays. They're probably going to bring him back.
Yeah.
I think Crowder's done.
Yep.
Done. I mean, like, he's going to retire kind of done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And De'Ami Brown's probably going to sign somewhere else in free agency. I don't know about Osborne. He might just kind of float out there for a while and get picked up when injuries start setting in. But that's not what I think is going to happen. I think this team will probably look at signing Zacchaeus and Noah Brown. Noah Brown only because of that freaking catch. And I think out of all those guys, when he was healthy, he actually was probably the most productive, which isn't saying much. But when you're looking for a number 5 receiver, Noah Brown might be that guy.
Who does that say right there in my name besides Myles Garrett? DK Metcalf.
He can be that number 1.
I'm telling you right now, with DK Metcalf being younger than Terry McLaurin has turned 30 this year. He's about to be on the other side of his prime, right? It's time for him to start settling in at number 2. And then we got a big physical deep ball threat like DK Metcalf. Hey man, it might be something to look at for us. Now we get those two. That's what I'm saying. We had those two. I wouldn't be opposed to keeping De'Ami Brown and Zacchaeus. And you know what I'm saying? And Luke McCaffrey. But in Kingsbury offense, there's no real slot play. That's where McCaffrey kind of missing the mark.
That's why they don't use him. That's why they don't use him. Yeah. Too many damn bubble screens.
Yeah.
They need to throw in a couple of drag routes, like the old Wes Welker kind of play.
Something like that. Yeah.
Throw one of those in there, and go to it 3 or 4 times in a game. All right, so that brings us to tight ends. We got 2 tight ends. I'm going to start with you, Lord Sarge. 2 tight ends on the block. Who you keeping and who you getting rid of?
Both of them.
Both of them what?
Keep them.
Okay, you keep them both
on a 1-year deal, and he's going to want to play because he's winning. We can get him on a 1-year deal, and Bates looks sharp. We need to get him more involved in the game. But where's not San Francisco, but the other guy? Don't we have a third?
I mean, he's still on contract. What you have up here is people who are pending free agency.
Yeah, keep them both.
We got all the way to tight ends, and then you're just now catching on to that.
These
are free agents, man.
Keep them
free
both.
Agents.
Keep them both. Keep them both.
All right, come on, Shaq. What you got, man?
You want to be realistic?
Yeah.
Let them both walk.
So
and I'm gonna tell you why. John Bates, it been here. He been here through his whole rookie campaign. Ain't really showed flashes of nothing.
Yeah.
No, John Bates ain't showed flashes of nothing. He probably had 10 receptions his whole career. Right?
So,
now Zach Ertz, the only question with him is age.
Yeah.
He had a phenomenal year this year, especially in the playoffs.
He's healthy.
Yeah, but age. Is my concern.
He's healthy.
Yeah, his age is a concern. I will tell you, he's 35 years old. According to this, he did have a really great year, and he's already come out and said he'd like to come back for another year.
We got Cole Turner. Remember, we got Cole Turner on the practice.
We got Cole Turner as well. Who'll be coming off his injury and so forth to see how he comes in at. But like, if Zach Ertz wants to play for league minimum contract for another year to keep him around, I think you do, just for the veteran presence in the tight end room. But I agree, John Bates, I really look at him as being the fullback of this team in a team that doesn't use a fullback.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a little bit of a mismatch. We used him in blocking kind of situations. In some of the film study that I watched him, he was good on a lot of different games. And there's others. It's just like, I couldn't tell how that play was designed. Was he designed to block, or was he designed to do a run? Because it looked like he was ineffective on a couple of different plays.
Yep.
So, like, I would say let John Bates walk, see who else is out there, because you need to bring somebody else in.
And push Ben Sinnott in that slot?
Yeah, Ben Sinnott is supposed to be the future of this team. Somebody needs to push him. I like Zach Ertz as that veteran presence to bring him along, but we need in year two a bigger year out of Sinnott, but we also need to bring somebody else in case he ain't developed.
We at least we did find out in the playoffs that he can catch. Even though the reception was from Tressway, we found out that he can catch.
He can catch. And that brings us to the offensive lineman. Got a wonderful offensive line. It's the absolutely worst, but we made it to the NFL championship with the worst offensive line in the National Football League. And we have four guys that I know all of you are going to say, yeah, we got to absolutely keep our offensive line. So which one do you keep and which one do you get rid of there, Lard Sarge? I'm going to start with you, buddy.
Flush them all.
Uh-huh. Throw them all out. What says you, Shaq?
Okay, now, this is me. Cornelius Lucas didn't have a bad year. He didn't have a bad year, right? We didn't see much from Dieter at all. We really didn't see much from Dieter. Trent Scott. Keep Trent Scott. Trent Scott showed up. He, you know what I'm saying? Once Cosme got hurt, Trent Scott showed up.
He did.
Keep Trent Scott. All the rest of the guys can walk.
So my view on this is you let them all walk. I do like what you said about Trent Scott. Trent Scott, what I think is he had a couple really good plays, and that might scaringly to me overinflate his value. I actually liked him better at right guard than right tackle. And so, like, if you say, hey, listen, I'll bring you back on a 1-year deal, somewhere around what I paid you this year, but I'm going to move you permanently to right guard, I would consider it. But as a right tackle, no.
Yeah.
He showed up. When he showed up and he played really well, it was at right guard.
It was at guard. Yep.
It was at guard. All right, that brings us to the defensive ends and defensive linemen. I lumped them both together. You see who we have there. I'm going to start with you, Shaq. Who do we keep and who do we dump?
Dante Fowler. We keep Dante Fowler. And I will bring Sheldon Day and Jalen Holmes for the practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Rotational guys, whatever case may be. But Sheldon Day, yeah, I would keep more Jalen Holmes. Jalen Holmes and Dante Fowler. Let Cleveland Farrell walk. He just was not productive in all this shit. Dante Fowler showed flashes of old Dante Fowler this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What says you, Lord Sarge?
Well, you certainly keep Fowler. There's no question about that. To be honest with you, in the latter part of the season, I saw Day show up a few times. Like, I was watching him. He looks good. Jalen Holmes, I don't even know if he exists. And I also saw Cleveland Farrell a few times during the season. So I don't know what they're trying to do with the edge on this team. It's definitely a concern. We need a pair. We need someone to pair with Fowler, right? And I'm not sure if the other three guys are it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Dorance Armstrong didn't. Dorance Armstrong, he had a mid-season at best. I would be fine with them letting him walk. Him walk too. Yeah.
So for me, I am on the fence about Dante Fowler. I think it kind of depends on how friendly the contract is. Otherwise, you make him sit out there for a while and see who else is out there that you can bring in, because I believe there's going to be several edge rushers. But reality is they're going to re-sign him. They're going to re-sign Dante Fowler because he's one of Dan Quinn's guys. Dan Quinn's not going to let Dante Fowler leave. Right. So let's just be real about it. Dante Fowler is coming back. I believe all the other three will be gone. I believe I do catch up to what you said, Shaq. I wouldn't be surprised if Armstrong just gets cut, but we will see. But I think our edge rushers were a weakness of this team. I'm still upset about the whole losing Montez Sweat kind of thing. we have not been that. We have got to get the next guy. I love seeing Myles Garrett in your title down there because we need a dominant edge rusher that people fear. Yeah. And we don't have that guy. Dante Fowler's not even that guy.
I'm talking about Montez Sweat left. Montez Sweat left and went to the Bears and had more sacks than the whole daggone defense.
That's right. He showed his worth. He showed his worth. That was the dumbest move I think the Skins ever made.
Yeah.
And it was the very first transaction that Josh Harris ever did as an owner. And Matt already told me everything I needed to know about that scrub. Sell the team. I'm ready to buy it. I'll get a loan for $6.1 billion.
I'll be
all right. That brings us to our linebacker situation. I'm going to start with you, Lard Sarge. You know, the linebackers are free agents here. Which ones do we keep and which one do we say pack your bags, bro?
You put Bobby Wagner on a 1-year deal and you kick the rest out.
So what says you, Shaq?
Same. Yeah, same. Bobby Wagner. Yeah,
I think all three of us agree for the very first time. Bobby Wagner over 100 sacks or 100 tackles. Well, I wish it was 100 sacks. Over 100 tackles for the 13th consecutive year, like we said before. Absolutely amazing. He's not done. He wants to come back another year. He still proves that he's still got something in the tank. We bring him back.
And then there are linebackers coming out in this draft class. Like I said, I'm high on Abdul Carter, but on a lot of people's mock drafts, they have him being the first pick in the draft. They got him being drafted before Travis Hunter. So we're not going to get the number one draft pick. We already know that. But then also guys like Jack Sawyer out there. They play defensive line, but he is steadfast in the middle of that field as a linebacker. So there are guys that we can get. So Bobby Wagner.
We're definitely going to get in a mock draft soon. For y'all know that we got the 29th overall pick in the first round. I'll go over that here in a minute. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how we play that position. But moving on to this DB situation, I lump corners and safeties together. I'm going to start with you, Shaq. Who do we keep and who do we say, get out of my locker room?
I can tell you right now, the season been over for a little bit. St. Juice locker better be already empty. He better clear it out. I hope he took his last shower there before they left to go to the first. Before they went to Tampa Bay. I hope
he doesn't even have a parking pass no more, does he?
I think he gets revoked. They get 86. You know that 86 people from the club. I hope they 86 man. Yes, he get that
parking pass.
He can't work. He can't work for the organization in any capacity. He can't work as a commentator. He can't work for the news. He can't even come to the games to support.
That man just sorted out by security.
Shaq, you crazy, man.
That's it. Crazy, Shaq. No, that's it. No more St. Juice. St. Juice. If St. Juice on this roster, then I'm going up there with a picket and a sign. I'm going to protest every day until they cut him. Me and him got a fist fight because he's gonna be mad. Why? Because I'm hating on him so much.
Hey, you hated on Forbes so much they finally listened to you. You picked it for a long time on that guy.
He had to go. St. Juice too. Bye, St. Juice.
Bye, St. Juice.
You get the model.
All right. Who else you got? Who do you think we should keep on here? Anybody?
Jeremy Chin.
Jeremy Chin.
Yeah, Jeremy Chin. And then Derek Forrest. Once Derek Forrest kind of got overshadowed by Jeremy Chin because Derek Forrest was our guy last year. They booked until we got hurt any year before. But Jeremy Chicken is the dog. This is my position now. Igor Nagabe had a decent season. Like it wasn't spectacular, but he did his job. You know what I'm saying? Besides missing arm tackles against Saquon Barkley, but he had an already decent, like, he's the guy that I would bring back as, like, you know what I'm saying, a rotational guy. He's not a lockdown center, but Jeremy Chin and Igbenogany, yeah, you can let Michael Davis go. You can let, if St. Juice is on this roster this year, I'm gonna go up to the practice field every game with a sign that says, "Why is St. Juice here?" I'm gonna walk back. Why is St. Juice here? Why is St. Juice here? Why is St. Juice here? I'm telling you.
You're killing me.
All right, Lawrence, what you got, man?
I'm with Shaq. Chin, Igbenogany, everyone else a flush. That's
All
it.
right, I'm going to disagree.
I'm not
with you
going to
guys.
the practice field to hassle anyone.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I'm going to say Jeremy Shin's the only one we're keeping on this roster. Either Russell, let him hit the street.
Let me hit the street.
Noah's going to be there if we need to bring him back. He'll be there in freaking August if we need him. There's not going to be anybody rushing out to go get him.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, like arm tackles against Saquon Barkley. Listen, we got to build a team that stops Saquon Barkley because he ain't going nowhere. We got to face him twice a year, and you never know if we got to face him in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
We got to be able to build a team that can beat him.
Well, that's the problem with every team that has to face Philly, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but we got to face them twice a year. And this year we faced them 3 times.
So does every other team in our division.
So I don't care about them because I'm trying to beat them twice a year.
We
So,
beat 'em
right?
once.
So we
We
got to
beat 'em
build
once.
that way. Now we got the special teams, specialist type of players. I'm going to start with you, Lars Hart. Who do we keep and who do we tell hit the street?
Well, Tress is there. It's a coin between Seibert and Gonzalez. If Seibert can get his hip issue figured out, I say we cut Gonzalez and keep Seibert.
What do you say, Shaq?
We keep Tress Wade. Tress Wade's going to retire a Redskin. So, I would keep Tress Wade, and then I will bring Seibert and Gonzalez back and let them kick it out in the preseason for the job. Because
I actually agree with you. I agree with you. I say bring all 3 of them back, and definitely let Seibert and Gonzalez,
Gonzalez will lose. He doesn't have as much distance as Seibert does.
but let them battle it out.
Let them battle it out.
You know what? We went through a gazillion kickers this year. We don't want that problem next year.
Yeah, let them battle. Let them battle
And
it
then if
out.
nobody else is interested on whoever loses out, we put that other guy on the practice squad.
We're not going to waste the practice squad slide on the kicker.
How many we went through this year? You don't think we learned anything that we might want? One
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could totally, and we might need it.
We might need it.
I don't know. But yeah, I would let those guys say Tress Wade and let those guys battle it out. If Seibert and Gonzalez, and like I said, Seibert, he had the range. He definitely had the range. But Zane was clutch. Got us our first win in the playoffs.
He did.
So
With the doink.
the
Little
doink.
Nurse got the
With
best
a
of him a little
doink, yeah,
bit.
with a doink. I mean, dear God, man.
Yeah.
No, Seibert beats him out every day of the week. That's not even a contest.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna see. Zane Gonzalez, the UFL is calling you if not. Don't worry about it.
The UFL is calling you. buddy.
The UFL is calling you.
Maybe, yeah.
Well,
The UFL is calling St. Jude's too.
Although, no,
no,
Coach Red Mike, didn't you
no.
say Gonzalez was nailing 60-yarders in the Tampa Bay playoff game before the game?
58 yarders.
58.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, he was nailing, as a matter of fact, he was perfect on the day. Maybe he was just like he was nailing them all during warm up. He was nailing them throughout the game. Maybe by the time he got to that last kick and doinked it, because he was tired. I don't know.
And now I can tell you this right now. So one of the things that concerns me about Gonzalez, right? What now? And this is just me from the playoffs. And I want y'all to think about this, the rationale behind this, right? So was Dan Quinn so aggressive on 4th down plays because he felt like he had to go for it, or if he didn't have confidence in Zane Gonzalez? So these are things we have to think about going into the offseason as well.
Agree with you.
That's an interesting prospect. All right, that brings us to some additional topics. The Commanders will have the 29th overall pick, and we will have mock drafts. We will talk about this, but it has been confirmed, the 29th overall pick. Also, we also had 3 Pro Bowlers this year, and 2 of them are sitting out. They've opted out. Terry McLaurin and Jane Daniels said, I ain't going. For whatever reason, people are speculating, oh, we got better things to do or whatever. But let's face it, the Pro Bowl ain't what the Pro Bowl used to be. They go out there, they play flag football, and nobody even pays attention. Is the Pro Bowl anything? Like, I think it's an honor. Like, you might as well just give them a certificate and not even act like it's a real event anymore, because it's not.
Right.
What do you think, Large Sarge? Is it an event?
Yes. Although I want to highlight my Lions, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, who almost busted one for an entire return, 80-yard return.
For what?
During the Pro Bowl game.
I didn't watch it.
Man, you watched that?
Yeah, I don't.
Or did you just see that on the news?
Yeah.
Or did you see that on the news?
He intercepted in the end zone and ran it back 80 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs.
You watching flag football? I've lost respect for you. What do you say to you over there, Shaq?
Okay, so look, this is my thing right here. So this is what I feel like if they would have brought excitement back, this is what I think they should do. You know how we have the Super Bowl next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
This week right here, they should the Commanders and the Bills should have played, and they should play for draft positions. So whoever wins the Super Bowl, they get they get the last pick, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you play for draft positions. I think
for
that's
the bronze medal.
Yeah, you play for the bronze medal. It's like fantasy football. And the Bills and Commanders played. Whoever won that one, they get the volley for draft position, whatever the case may be. Something like that. Something to throw out there.
But Jack is saying we need to bring back the old like a real game. Yeah, I agree, Jack, but it ain't gonna happen. There's just too much money now.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I feel
like
like
Jack too.
Yeah,
here's the part. Players are like so scared to get hurt now. They don't go out there and just want to smash someone in the mouth like the old days. In the old days they were like, "Oh, we want these big games because I want to show how good I am with nothing but all-stars on the on the field." They don't think that way anymore.
Now let's think about this though, right? Let's think about this. If they did again the Super Bowl next week, and then the losers of the championship games play, which game do you think make more money? That game or a $30 Pro Bowl ticket? What do you think make more money?
The first one.
You feel what I'm saying?
I think you're on to something.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All right, so the next thing I got to put out there is be cautious about the throwback uniform discussions. I've seen a lot of videos out there, a lot of other talking heads out there talking about throwback uniforms with the old Redskins logo on there. We all so desperately wanted to come back. I know we wanted all to come back. I still wear my jersey that says Redskins on here. I wanted to come back, but be weary until it becomes official. That's just people talking trash, man. We don't know. Like, I will tell you, our black uniform is there because it feels in as a throwback uniform, even though it's not. We don't have a throwback uniform.
Right.
We don't have the one with the old arrowhead because that's controversial. We don't have one with an R because that's controversial. We don't have one with cheap Two Guns White Can logo because that's controversial. Everything about this team's controversial. So they decided, okay, we'll make that black uniform, blah, blah, blah. And I actually like the black uniform, but I think I would love to have a throwback. But let's be wary. What says you, Shaq?
And so that's controversial, but Arrowhead Stadium is not. And look, and then not only that.
Old Chiefs.
Now, hear me out. I want y'all to hear me out because somebody just said DEI is over. That's funny because it's true, right? But this is a stadium for the middle American white people going, oh.
It's so true.
So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I'm just saying, man. People hate on our team, man. I don't know. All right, Shaq. All right, Lord, what do you say?
Adam's going to meet the mail and address the fans' issues by bringing throwback uniforms and keeping the Commander's name. Done.
You going to do it?
That's what's going to happen. Throwback uniforms, throwback logo, Commanders are the name.
All right. Well, let's hope that happens, that we'll have a throwback uniform. Be cautious about it, though. We will definitely report on this channel when it happens. Right now, there's a lot of speculation. It's not approved yet. We're not even at that stage. The new season doesn't even start until March 12th. And usually they have releasing of the next season's uniforms sometime after that. usually around the April timeframe. People might put them out a little bit earlier, but we have no official release of what our uniforms are going to look like. I did hear rumors that our uniforms are going to change, but that doesn't mean anything. That could be like adding a stripe to your helmet or a little star or something. It could be a, whatever. We don't know yet what that's going to look like.
Right.
Another additional topic is our main coaching staff and our main front office personnel are going to stay intact. All right. We have some position ones, and we have an assistant general manager who's left.
Yeah,
but the main guys are still going to be there. All right. Shaq, you had some comment on that?
No, I would say, yeah, we did. We have the assistant general manager lead.
Yep, assistant general manager left.
Yeah.
So we have a new one. My phone's been ringing off the hook, and I haven't returned their calls yet. But yeah, I know that position's open. We're still negotiating on terms. They have not met my terms yet. So this signing might not happen. It just might not happen because they're coming in too low for me. Right? All right. Anyway, so the other thing is that the team, in their eyes, has set a new culture, and now we have higher expectations. And so that is the buzz going around the locker room.
Yeah.
The question is, do you think that we're going to live up to the hype, or do you think we're going to struggle to get as far as we did this year? I'm going to start with you, Large Sarge. What do you think? You don't think we'll do as well, or what? You don't think so?
Nope, we will not do as well. We will not win 5 or 6 games in the last 30 seconds. Nope.
Okay.
I am going to call the same thing I called this year. 9 games and a very slim chance to get to the playoffs.
Whoa, okay. What says you, Shaq?
I agree with the record. I don't think we're going to win 12 games again. So I think I'm gonna tell you what's going to hurt us: the turnaround of players, and meshing this team together. The coaching staff is going to stay intact. The offensive line, we're going to have to be precise in this draft. We're going to have to be precise in the offseason in free agency. We're not going to be able to glue together bum receivers and washed up has been defensive linemen and offensive linemen. I think we're going to win the same amount of teams when the NFL has a year of footage on Jay Daniels. They already know he likes to roll to his right. They already know he likes to hop when he runs and jump. They're going to start laying the wood to this guy. So I'm just saying, this will be too much turnaround for us with 12 games again. I'm looking around like 8 or 9 games.
Okay, I'm going to go a little bit higher than you guys. I think that this is a 10-win team. I don't think we got 12 in us, but I think this is a 10-win team, and I think we're definitely a playoff team. We're definitely a wild card, but we will not win the division. We have a ways to go to be able to surpass the Eagles. The Eagles will win the division again. I think we will come in second. I think we will still hold off the Cowboys. Cowboys, I think, are going to struggle a little bit under Schottenheimer.
They're a total rebuild.
Yeah, I don't know about a total rebuild because they got a lot of guys on contract.
Yeah.
We actually are going to be a total rebuild. We're actually still in the middle of a rebuild because we signed a lot of one-year contracts. I think we're sitting in a good position. It really depends, but I think we'll keep those who've proven themselves. We went through that list of free agents already, and I think we have a lot of flexibility with third overall cap space to be able to do stuff. And it'll be interesting to see what we do in the draft.
Well, all right. Y'all already know how I feel about Dan Quinn. If we don't get it the first season, then next year is going. Like I said, next year is going to be a struggle. They need to. This just me personally. They need to build a win now team. So wherever they have to go, and I want to give you a little pushback on the Eagles. The Eagles, Gardner Johnson, I think is going to walk is on this contract year. I think so is Darius Slay. But the good thing about them is that they brought those Quinyon Mitchell in and Cooper DeJean. Those guys are rookies. So those
guys are solid.
They're solid. You know what I'm saying? So they're guys they're going to start paying or they're going to walk. So
one thing I think that helps us out though, and that's my next bullet on here, is there's a lot of players that are being connected to this team. There's a lot of players that out there across the league that are interested. It doesn't necessarily mean that Adam Peters is interested in them.
Right.
right? Because Adam Peters, I will tell you right now, and I learned this about Adam Peters last year. He is not going to overpay for a player, and he's not going to trade too much for them. If you look at the trades that he did, they were bargain trades.
Yeah.
Even when it came to Marshawn Lattimore, he didn't give up a lot for him. You didn't see like a first and a third rounder or something go for a guy, right? He's not going to be this major splash of a trade. And you're not going to see him go and make a major splash free agency signing because he didn't do that last year either. He's going to bargain shop and put together a complete team as much as he can.
But coach,
he's going to have options because now people believe in what he did in the second year. So he's going to have a lot more solid players, I think, to choose from. Go ahead,
Coach. I'm going to put it to you point blank. He went bargain shopping this year because that's all he had. Because you knew that the owner didn't have any money. You called it. So that's why he had to bargain shop. So let me tell you, you can't run a Walmart team in the NFL. And if he's going to bargain shop, 9 games is the max.
No. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with that, Lawson. And man, Mike, you said the same thing too, where he's a bargain shopper, right? So I agree with the pedestrian players in the league and stuff coming to build a win now team. Belichick did it for a long time up there. They wasn't kicking out any money in New England. They wasn't paying people with $20, $30 million. Once they start doing that, that's when they start losing games.
That's right.
So that pedestrian approach is proven to win in the NFL. So we can't say it don't work.
And I think the difference really is leverage. So like he tried to do that based off of his name and relationships he did last year. Yeah. This year, there's additional players that go, ooh, I like what I saw in Washington. I wouldn't mind being a part of that. You brought up like Myles Garrett. Would Myles Garrett rather be in Washington or would he rather go back to Cleveland?
Washington.
He would probably go, I want to go to Washington. It's pretty exciting what I saw going on over there last year. Yeah. It's going to be another player in the hat, right? So, like, I think he'll have a lot more options. And because of that, he might force them to bargain shop. Like, I'm not going to overpay for you because I got 5 people on my list. If you don't come down off your offer, I'm going with one of these other guys.
Yeah,
and I think the finish with 12 games, having a clear franchise rookie record-setting quarterback definitely puts the advantage in Commanders recruiting. It definitely does because it's created a buzz and players are going to want to come because they think they can win.
Now I'm gonna tell you, look what happened with Houston. Houston had that good year, CJ Stroud rookie year, had that great year, phenomenal year, right? So they had that phenomenal year. What happened in the offseason? Oh man, I want to go to Houston. They brought Danielle Hunter in. They start bringing in all this Stephon Diggs. They start bringing in, and I'm telling you right now, Houston would have made it. They made the playoffs, but they would have made it further in the playoffs if Collins, Tank Dell, and Stephon Diggs were healthy. CJ Stroud didn't have nobody to throw the ball to. So, but look what he did with them winning. Look what he did for them. Same thing's going to happen with us, for sure. People are going to want to come here to play.
Right.
So I'm going to make a prediction that you're not going to like, Shaq. Both names that you have on your screen are not coming to Washington.
Don't say that, man.
I'm going to say that. Here's why. Because they're going to require draft capital that Adam Peters is not going to want to give up.
Yeah.
So, then there's going to be a lot of other receivers and there's going to be a lot of other defensive ends that are due to hit free agency that we don't have to give up draft capital for, that we can get into the arms race over, and we have draft capital to win if we really want a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying don't look for us to make a big splash because there's going to be a lot of players. It happens every year.
Agree.
If they start acting like they're all disgruntled, I want to leave, I want to go somewhere to win. But the losing organization, they'll go like, oh, yeah, I'll let them go for 3 number 1 draft picks. Yeah. And then you're just like, okay, that ain't happening.
Yeah. I can tell you another guy that's disgruntled and is ready to go. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but we went through this. We went through this.
Yeah, he's been very vocal, Tyreek.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we went through this last year with Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
We went through this. There's a couple other names that were floating around. There was CeeDee Lamb. Name was floating around a little bit, right? Like there's
Davante Adams. Yeah.
Huh?
Devontae Adams was another.
Devontae Adams. Like when these names float around, like that doesn't mean Adam Peters doesn't make the phone call, but at the end of the day, he doesn't pull the trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think what will happen is he might make the phone call and then he'll go like, "That's too rich." Unless you get him a friendly deal, kind of like he did with Marshawn Lattimore, he probably is not going to do it.
Yeah. We should have.
Yeah.
Now they should have brought Marshawn Lattimore and Alvin Kamara. That would have been nice.
Oh, wow! Don't even get me. My juices are rolling. Wait a minute. I got to calm that down. You just got me excited. Wait a minute.
All right, man. He had to finish that drink on that note. All right, well, we're going to wrap this thing up. I want to get some final comments out of you guys, so I'm going to start with you, Shaq. Give us some final parting words. What do you think we got to look forward to over the next week?
Okay, so over this next week, I want to pay attention. Not only, there's a trend of people asking them to be traded. I want to pay attention to that list of people because they want to be traded before free agency starts and stuff like that. They want to go somewhere, establish a deal so they can get to work. So I want to watch how that list grows, especially after the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, I want to watch how that list grows, especially on the team win or lose from the Super Bowl. Since a lot of those guys are like, okay, it's pay time. It's payday. I want to see how many of these guys want to leave. And that's what I want to look for over the next week. The guys that's like, no, let me out. Let me out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about you, Lars? What you looking forward to maybe over the next week?
I'm going to agree with both Jeff Fitz and Jack Miller. Jeff says you get what you pay for, and we have a little bit of money. We're going to make one splash hit, not this week. Oh. And Jack is saying we only have 5 draft picks, which doesn't mean we're going to draft duty squad. That's why I'm not calling a good year next year. So I agree with our fans out there. This was an anomaly. And we're going to ride the wave, but we ain't going to achieve the same thing.
You know how many draft picks we can get for Marshawn Lattimore? I'm going to stay heavy on that.
We ain't getting rid of Marshawn Lattimore. You know this. Come on. You know this. You know we're not getting rid of him.
So here I'll tell you this, right? Like about Marshawn Lattimore. You know, and I know we got to end this show here. Marshawn Lattimore is worth $18 million this coming year. When you trade for a player, their entire rest of their salary does not count as a cap penalty if you cut or retrade a guy. He would count nothing against our salary cap if we moved on from him. And you would save $18 million more by letting him go or trading him.
I put my GM
so it's a possibility. But I think it might be past the June 1 cut or trade. He might go into the offseason program with us. But like, if there's any shadow of a doubt, we're going to move on from him because
we don't have anyone else.
I think $18 million is too much to carry for.
It's rich. I agree. It's rich.
It's rich.
We shouldn't have went into where we messed up. We went into instead of going at our seasoned veteran Stephon Gilmore, one of these guys. We went into the season with bum St. Juice and Emmanuel Forbes on the roster. That's where we messed up.
Yep, I agree. And so I do think that we'll get 10 wins. I do think we're a wild card team. I don't know how far we get, but this is going to be a playoff.
What's your call?
Huh?
How many wins? Coach has got 10. I got 9.
Yeah, about 8 or 9. Same.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm saying 10. I mean, we'll see how the thing goes. You know, like we'll see how it goes. I think definitely this is going to be a wild card team. I kind of see them on the same model that the Houston Texans were. Last year, they did really well. We kind of did that this year. This year, they kind of dropped off, but they still made the playoffs. I see us doing the same thing. We might have a drop off, but we still make the playoffs.
Same here.
We're almost like on the –
ain't got no running game. You ain't going to make it.
We look like we're one page behind the Houston Texans of where they were at.
Yeah, well, and I'm gonna tell you why with 8 or 9 wins, it's gonna be feasible for us to make the playoffs because there's gonna be a steep drop off in the NFC North. The Vikings are not gonna be as good next year. The Lions definitely ain't gonna be as good without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn up there calling defense and offense. Come on, man. Well, let's be realistic. It's football first, right?
Coordinators make a lot of difference in the league.
Yeah. Come on, man.
It's systems, it's everything, dude.
Yeah.
And then players get frustrated because systems aren't like what they're used to doing.
Watch.
We got the Bears. We don't know what we're gonna get from the Bears, right? And then you got the Packers. The Packers is gonna run. Yeah, they're gonna run. If they stay healthy, they'll be all right. But we got three teams that we're not gonna see any improvement from. So that's gonna open up. We may see, like, if the Cowboys have a good year and the Giants improve, we may see 4 teams from the NFC East in it.
Could be.
Well, I don't know about the NFC East. I don't see the Giants really making a huge leap. But anyway, I do believe that the Washington Commanders will make the playoffs again next year. I think one of the things I would love to see, like, to me, the Super Bowl to me is a snoozer this year. But I'll watch it. I don't think a lot of people are like that enthused about the Super Bowl this year. I
am. I want to see a three-peat, baby.
I don't want to see a three-peat, honestly.
I want to see a record set. I love records. Give me a record.
I don't want the Chiefs to get it though.
If I sit here and I'm drinking some beers and I go to sleep, I ain't gonna be mad if I miss the game.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be over at Lard Sarge's house to watch the game, but like honestly, I'm there more to hang out with Lard Sarge than watch this freaking football game.
Oh Lord!
I'm going there and eat all his food and drink all his stuff. I don't really care.
I want to see the refs give it to the Chiefs. That's exactly right. I want a big sloppy kiss on Taylor Swift on national TV. That's what I'm looking for. A big, wet, lick your lipstick off kind of kiss from Kelsey.
And I'm going to post a short, of me throwing up.
Yeah. And look, and what if he proposes to her at the Super Bowl if they win?
Oh, that could happen. There's got to be some odds in
this thing's already rigged for that particular thing right now. Like if they really does propose, the NFL's rigged. Yeah. You know, they set all that up for that.
If there's a bet in Vegas, I'm going to put $1 on that one.
Yeah,
definitely, because I got $1 to spend on that because I need a paycheck. So, like, yeah, I would probably say what I'm looking forward to seeing the next week here. Really, Thursday night is the NFL honors. I know most people don't pay attention to that. We have a few candidates up for awards. Jane Daniels is up for Offensive Rookie of the Year as well as Offensive Player of the Year. Now, I don't think he'll get Player of the Year, but I think
I do. And overall Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, overall Rookie of the Year as well.
Yeah. He's a trifecta, absolutely.
I don't think he will be. He will not get offensive Player of the Year, but the Rookie awards I think he'll get.
Oh, wait, then, who do you think's going to get it then, Coach?
I mean, probably Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
They don't give cred to running backs like they give to QB.
The dude rushed for over 2,000 yards, and nobody can stop.
It's been done before. No one set as many records as Jaden Daniels. No one ever in the history of the game.
He'll get Rookie of the Year. They're not going to give a rookie the NFL
Offensive Player.
Oh, you know they want to. You know no one's ever done what he's done ever.
Not going to happen.
All right, we'll see.
And the way I feel about it, for real, if Saquon Barkley doesn't win the MVP, the NFL MVP, something's wrong. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen had a good year. Jared Goff had a great year. Comeback Player of the Year. Great, got it, right? But Saquon Barkley had a phenomenal year. Man.
Phenomenal. I know Josh Allen was in the conversation. I know Lamar Jackson was in the conversation. But I really think
guy was in the conversation.
Huh?
The Bengals QB. I can't.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow probably definitely is going to get comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
he'll probably get that one.
Listen to me. It is Jaden Daniels trifecta.
I don't think so. I think he's got the rookie awards, but like, and then the other one that's out there for us is Dan Quinn as a candidate for Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
I'm not sure he'll get it.
He'll get it.
I think he's going to slightly miss it. He might be the runner-up, but
who? Sean Payton.
Quinn went deeper. Yeah, no, they're going to give it to Quinn. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, Sean Payton would be the runner-up in my opinion.
Even Kevin O'Connell. Like, look, he had that thing 14 wins, Lars Sarge. Come on, man.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
I would probably say
Commander's year.
I think that this might be Kevin O'Connell's year.
Really?
Yes.
All right, two
yeah.
for O'Connell, one. Okay. All right. We'll see.
I think. I mean, I could definitely make a case for Dan Quinn, but I think he might lose out to Kevin O'Connell. I mean, at the beginning of the year when they lost Kirk Cousins, people crapped on the Vikings, man. Even we did in preseason. We were like, "Oh, they're done. Like they have nobody." Like, and that team, like, they were extremely well coached.
And they rookie franchise quarterback got hurt in the beginning of the season, and they won 14 games with Sam Darnold, man.
So what I'm going to say is,
Come on.
if they had won one more game in the playoffs, I'd have said yes, but they didn't. They're going to give it to Quinn. He got all the way to the conference, man. Turnaround team, and the Commanders' record was worse than the Vikings last year from the previous year. So he had a rebuild from a worse record. We'll see. I'm saying Quinn and Daniels. Commanders own it. They earned it. Damn it.
Yeah. And as far as I know, I think that's the only awards that we got guys up for. I'm trying to think if I remember anybody else, but I don't think so. I think those are the only awards we're up for.
Well, we know defensive rookie of the year, Jared Verse is going to win that, but Sanders should have been in the top 5 candidates. Sanders had a good year.
Yeah, I think Verse has got that one locked up.
He got it locked up. Yeah.
I mean, you can make a case maybe for like Cooper DeJean, but like I don't think anybody's really close to Jared Verse.
Yep, or Quinyon Mitchell. Yep.
Or Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, but they on the same team, so it was like
and Brandon Fisk from the Rams. I know he did a really good job. But like I think it's Jared Verse all the way.
Yep.
But anyway, what we might do, and if you guys are up for it, is have another show at the end of the week. We'll pre-record it like we did this one and do one on the awards if y'all want.
I think that's good.
Because Thursday night, I'm going to kind of try to pay attention to that. I got other stuff going on Thursday night, but I definitely want to see the awards and I want to see who wins, and we'll find out. We'll find out what's for real.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. This is Football Sight, baby. It's right. This Football Sight, and we are out of here.
Yeah, peace.